Everybody always says, oh man, guys like Boomerang and Ringer are so lame. Captain Boomerang's so lame. Well, the thing about the Ringer is those rings with the super science in the Marvel Universe could actually be very useful. The problem is, like it's been, is that a lot of these writers who are writing for Marvel, chances are they're fans of Quentin Tarantino. They're more heavily influenced by movie influences and not speculative fiction and comic book writers. Which means, naturally, they're not going to see the applications. For example, a telescopic ring could be very troublesome for a vigilante with low-level super strength and stuff, especially if it has a pre-programmed 2 settings. So when he throws it, it telescopes, loops down, and shrinks as it loops down over the hero. So like Spider-Man. Now the more Spider-Man pulls on it, the more it winces in. And the reason he can't break it is it's tapping into the local magnetic field. So he's based, all the metal in the city is providing power for that damn ring. So he's struggling against the force of the immediate area, of the immediate magnetic field. You know? And then he could have a flash ring that's could have all these little special lights that radiate a special kind of radiation that not only affects the visual cortexes of people, but also could scramble something like Iron Man sensors. Because Iron Man sensors, while they're sophisticated and stuff, they have loopholes. And there's probably certain radioactive frequencies that could get through and short out his sensors. Not for too long, but long enough for the ringer to pull out another trick ring, like a ring that sprays this mist that has electrical content in it, which would allow him to escape. Because hell, if Iron Man's already dealing the radiation that affected his sensors, and then he's trying to see through that mist that is affecting the local electrical field, he's not going to be able to see the ringer. The ringer, if Cap and whoever's on the team's going after him, he could throw a ring on the ground, and this ring could do a couple things. It could create a localized gravitational field, which amplify the gravity within a 10 or 20 feet radius to 15 times normal gravity. So Cap would be slammed into the ground, and so would someone like Hawkeye. Now the Hulk would likely get through it, so would Thor. Iron Man would have difficulty because he'd be putting a drain on his power systems. Another thing is, Ringer could pull out another ring, and this ring could be like a frag grenade. He throws it, and it pops. When it explodes, it pops, and blades come out at the edge areas and hit people, causing shrapnel damage. But it wouldn't be like a typical explosion with, gunpowder and stuff. It'd be like an air compression explosion, or that would cause it to separate. But you probably won't see that. They'd be like, oh, it's too comic booky and stuff. I mean, hell, all it takes is a little magic. And I think that's one of the big reasons I've kind of walked away from comics, because, all you're hearing about is, oh, Quentin Tarantino and blah, 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 and, and then you read a comic and it's like, oh, I'll pull the, it's just, they're trying to, they're trying to be authors, and, fine, but, it just, they're walking on the other sideline, where like, oh, men can't fly to the moon, there's no Superman and stuff, and that's what I feel. I feel like if Brian Bendis wrote Superman, he'd have Superman running everywhere, jumping 1/8 of a mile and stuff, and he probably wouldn't have most of his vision powers or stuff, or he probably wouldn't even see much of Superman, It's just, it's one thing to try and write a grounded story. Grounded stories aren't always neat. Sometimes you gotta break out those fantastical elements, shift back and forth and keep the damn audience captivated. Like first page, the first couple of pages, it seems, you think it's a typical crime character. Next thing you know, you flip the page, it's like, holy shit, Spider-Man just walked in on some big shit here. There's fucking Juggernaut, or the Beyond, or some kind of alien thing, and it turns out they're not, yeah. And that bothers me. I think that's why I like the Flash television show, because it's walking that thin line. You have a hero who loves being a hero, but he does have a bit of trauma to him. His mother was killed. Yet because of being raised by the woman he loved, being raised along with the woman he loved, and the woman he loves' father, it allowed him to still have grounding. Because some, you get, I can imagine people get sick of all the, oh, I'm keeping this secret from her, and then you tell them, and then they have the worst reactions. Sometimes it's rewarding to be like, oh, you're a hero, and blah, 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 It's just, I think sometimes, the lines get skewed too much, dumbing down, as they call it. And Alan Moore's the king of that. I mean, you take Watchmen apart, he's basically saying, all you kids who are reading comics now are fucking morons. I despise you, I hate you, and blah, blah, blah. He just puts on a con. Oh, I'm so nice, and blah, blah, I'm giving money and stuff. He's a con man, a businessman, He don't give a fuck. That's why I don't listen to his opinions. That's why I despise him. That's why I don't like him. He's like Vince Russo. The guy you absolutely hate and has no understanding of the business he's in, but constantly espouses opinions are moronic and fucking stupid. He basically browbeats the fucking fans who understand the elements to the medium, the convention and stuff, and that, the comics were made to be all ages, He brought in all these pop culture fans who were like, oh, comics are so stupid, they're so dumb, We need to write the stuff that we like. We need to write another Pulp Fiction and stuff. We don't really like comics. We don't really want to be in comics, We're just doing this because, We're trying to be auteurs, you know. We're trying to be Robert Rodriguez, you know. We're trying to change things, baby, because it needs change, you know. And comics have been changed to fucking death, you know. It's boring as fucking shit. You know, that's why I've had this feeling that eventually things are gonna tilt back some. Kids especially, are gonna get tired of the cynicism. Teens are gonna get tired of the cynicism of stuff because they see it in the news, on the television, and shit like that. And DC is doing a good thing with influencing that brighter hero aspect with the Flash television show and Arrow. You know, I think we'll see a renaissance where they'll start going back to the heroes enjoying what they do and stuff, and walking the thin line of the melodrama. That's why I think you don't have to agree with it. You know, that's up to you. I don't care. It's my opinion, you know. Toodaloo.